It is active out on the back patio. The early signees and the members of the 2026 Protect You crew are here, as well as some welcome changes inside of Triple J Studio, as we call it here, home of the Protection United podcast. Welcome on in, folks, not only to another episode of the Protect You podcast, but to the new year as a whole. Welcome on into 2026. We thought we'd get a little bit festive here to try and celebrate the occasion, Jay, because there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, no, bro. I mean, you see, we got baby Jordan's little onesie, the Happy New Year, right here on the thing. And yeah, it was nice to have our in-house interior decorator come and, brighten things up, right? And so, no, I love it. We got the bow overneath. We got some new artwork behind us, too, that we'll talk about here in a second. But Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Protect You podcast fans, Happy New Year to each and every one of you guys. Hope that 26 has gotten off to a good start. It's always funny too, Jake, because I've always told myself that if I was going to invest in something that's non-sports related, right, that I would just go buy a gym, because everybody gets gym memberships in the beginning of January, and I would just lock you in for a 12-month deal.
You would make that cancellation fee really hit in those first couple of months.
It'd be like breaking the lease for an apartment. Like, I'm going to make it to where, nope. If you quit, your debit card doesn't quit being charged. But no, seriously, man, Happy New Year, you guys. And I do hope that everybody, closed out 25 the right way and brought in 2026 the way that they wanted to, like we are here at Protection United.
That we are, Jay, because there's been a lot of changes going on here behind the scenes. Obviously, the transfer portal is going to be one of the biggest ones that we'll get into later on here down the schedule, if you will, of the Protect You podcast. And the reason we say that, Jay, is because we got some new additions coming in here, not only new guys joining the Protect You crew, as we've done so well over this past roughly now half a year that we've been doing this podcast now, just constantly bringing in new members of the Protect You crew. But we gave them just a little bit of a teaser there for guys that we're going to be having coming into the studio for in-house, in-person live interviews.
Yeah, man.
Very excited for that.
No, I am too. This is something, having, our first ever event to this magnitude, right? We always talk about how everything at Protection United is not just transactional, right? And, being able to show love, to our guys, and, so excited for each and every one of them. We were intimately involved in each of their journeys, right? To having to pick the final school. And, I'm just so blessed that we have all of our early signees, except for one couldn't make it because, his school's already like, hey, we need you in the lab.
They're locking him in.
But, the fact that we have 5 of our 6 early signees, here in the studio, and get to interview them, right? And then we get to go have some fun with them afterwards, right? And that's what this is all about, right? The name Protection United is that, right? We want to protect our guys, but most importantly, we want to feel united. And you can't be united if you don't build a real relationship. In order to build a real relationship, you got to hang out and have some fun. And just so excited, that we get to spend these last, couple of weeks with our guys before, they got to report to their respective schools.
Yes, because it's going to be quite the journey for some of them. A lot of them going out of state will be taking their journeys to the Division I level outside of the boundaries of the state of Texas. And speaking of, too, we had a guy come flying in from Alabama to come in and do this interview. Big fella.
Cannot wait.
We'll talk a little bit more about him once his time comes up, because
excited.
That's going to be a very exciting little segment that we got going in with him. And 2J, you talk about a lot of the guys that we've been adding and talking about a lot of the guys that we've been bringing into the fold, because we never like to be overly exclusive here at Protection United. Any guy from any journey, any stretch of the country, any position out there on the field, we really like to make sure that they get the love that they deserve and make sure that they can find the right home for them. And I feel like that needs to be emphasized more so now than ever with the ongoing transfer portal.
Yeah, and that's where we are right now. And it's so unique to be in a situation because now there's only one transfer portal. And so not only do these coaches have to get it right, but they got to make sure that they build the right team, because if they don't, they got to ride it out for the next 12 months because there's no more, we didn't get this guy right, let's ship him out and get somebody else here in April or May after spring ball. So this is a weird journey for a lot of guys. I remember if we would have done this time last year, we wouldn't have had any issues at all whatsoever. It would have been where schools would go ahead and sign them up. Let's get them on campus. Let's test him out. If we like him, he stays. If he doesn't, then he get the portal again, right? And so, but yeah, now we're here, and we had a couple of young men come to us, ask us to help them, find a new home after they had, officially declared to hit the transfer portal, and here we are.
Say, Jay, I do not envy the work that you have been putting in during this transfer portal window.
Yeah.
A lot of phone calls, a lot of discussions with a lot of general managers and a lot of coaches. So I'm very thankful that you've been able to handle a lot of that. And it comes a lot too with being able to bring in a couple of new guys that we're very excited to welcome into the Protect You crew, guys that are fresh into the transfer portal. And we'll start off with a teammate of a current Protect You crew member, or formerly teammates,
Yeah.
as it were, out of Rhode Island, is none other than Thaddeus Crump. Those of y'all that are keen-eyed viewers and keen-eyed listeners of the Protect You podcast may know that we also represent Connor Kenyon, who was also with Rhode Island last season, but now we have Thaddeus coming in and joining in. He is also entering the transfer portal, and Jay, if you look at his film and the work that he puts in and how ferocious he is with just his teammates, you can easily see what he's capable of when he gets out there against some opponents.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'll never forget when Logan Mahoney, our talent scout, sent this film to us after we had him do evaluation, and talked about the fact that how nasty he is just in the trenches. I mean, he's one of the top interior linemen, in my opinion, that's in the portal. Can play center, can play both guard positions, and his get off is what impresses me the most. A lot of different concepts, right? Especially when you get to the bigger level of college football, those linemen have got to be able to slide, right? Without creating a holding penalty, understanding with hand placements on the sweep game, the RPO game. A lot of times they pull them right just to try to trick the defense, even for a pass play, right? And so that means that he's having to pick up blitzing linebackers while he's shifting to the left or to the right. But I mean, you look at that one block right there to let you know everything that you need to know in regards with that is Crump. I mean, he finishes ferociously. And like what you said, Jake, when we were, prepping for the show earlier, I mean, that's against his teammates. So what is he doing against guys that he don't give a crap about? Like, that's where I am with this, right? I mean, this young man has P4 talent. He's someone that I know has a very bright future. I'm actually shocked that Rhode Island got him and that a bigger school didn't come get him outside of high school. But, we get it, right? That's why we exist here at Protection United, just because a lot of kids get lost in the sauce. You got 1 million kids playing high school football every year. And young man's from that, Rhode Island, Connecticut area, right? That northeastern part of the world. And there's a lot of schools that didn't know he existed. And so now he's in a situation of where he's already getting, a lot of schools, interested in him. I've had to field some calls on his behalf, and we're really excited to continue those conversations. And he's already picked up, an offer from a university in Connecticut, right? Because a lot of these schools know, let's jump on this young man now before other schools discover that he exists in the world. And with him being here now on the Protect You podcast, the world now knows Thaddeus Crump exists, and we're just excited to be representing him, and can't wait to help him continue his journey.
And I think one of the most important things to emphasize with Thaddeus too is the amount of eligibility that he still has remaining in this, where 2024 was his freshman year, but he redshirted.
Right.
So he comes in with the opportunity to not only play pretty consistently, I think, for whatever D1 school he ends up at, but play for them consistently and play
Right.
for them on the long haul,
Yep.
which I think goes so underlooked when you're looking at guys in the transfer portal is, well, shoot, how much time do they have left?
Right.
Because you don't really want that one and done type guy, because if you miss that window, it's closed.
Right.
But if you bring in a guy like Thaddeus that can hold things down in the heart of the offensive line for as long as he might potentially do it, I think that's his strong suit.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. And, I can't wait to see where this young man is. I mean, great parents, got the chance to talk to Thaddeus one-on-one, but then, mom and dad, because, hey, it's a family decision. And, getting the opportunity to talk with them over the phone, love the questions. That's the thing that's great too, is when you have great parents that, they understand what they know, but they also understand what they don't know, but they come prepared with the questions. And that's what Mr. and Mrs. Crump did. And I like them grilling me, it's fun, put me on the hot seat. And I believe that they love the answers that we provided, for them. And that most importantly, that we believed in their son. Because once he gets to where we know he's going to get, the whole world's going to want him in and believe in him. And I got told that I can't wait for that moment to happen when the bigger agencies come by. And then in turn, he's like, nah, you didn't believe in me back then. You told me I had to wait and I had to do this and that to get your attention. Whereas Protection United believed in me from Jump Street.
Yeah. It's nice to hear the guys come in and say, hey, I told this guy to kick rocks because he came in too late. He came in too late to get on my bandwagon. So it's very good to see that Thaddeus has got a lot of faith in him because, we have a lot of faith in him as well.
Right.
Because we think that he's going to be something special when he makes it up to that next stop, wherever that may be.
Yep.
And Jay, I think you intentionally made me have to research and go a little bit harder on the pronunciations of these two guys. We only got two guys joining the Protect You crew, but very tricky in terms of the names that we have for these two guys. We had Thaddeus coming in here, not the way that it looks like on paper, but now we bring in Teddy Boris. Not necessarily the way that I would have expected this one to be pronounced either, but guy from out of California and was with Louisiana Tech this most recent year. And so I think his film definitely speaks for itself in terms of a sheer strength, arm talent, but then he's also, as you see here, got some wheels underneath him, which I think is what goes incredibly undervalued for a lot of QBs in this transfer portal.
Exactly, Jake. And I mean, and just looking at what he's doing here, because once again, it's another crew member, right? With Jalen Mickens, right? Which that was a ball right to Jalen. I remember this in spring ball. This is a weird deal for me. I might pass the mic back over to you here very soon because I don't want to upset the masses, right? Because I'm looking at this thing from the agent hat on, but then I'm also looking at it with my daddy hat on, and the quarterback play wasn't that great this past season at La Tech. And so I'm really shocked that this young man could not get on the field if it was no more than just for like running your hurry up offense or running your spread. You see him being able to throw on the run. Look at that, just throwing dots. He's showing his athleticism, man. He has a great ball. Like even something like that, that might not be that much, in regards to the naked eye. But no kid wants to catch a freaking 100-mile-per-hour fastball on a 10-yard dig. He took a little heat off of that and gave him a 80-mile-per-hour, I would say, changeup. But receivers like that, right? Take a little heat off, but it gets there fast enough so they don't get their head knocked off. But even that, great ball over the linebacker, and then he split the linebacker as well as the defenders.
Yes, I think that's another very critical part of his game, too, is he already has that experience of knowing when and where to layer a pass, where if that linebacker starts to creep up just a little bit more, I got to put some more air underneath this one, sort of drop it inside of the bucket to my receiver as he's coming over the top. So I like what you said there too, of he brings a lot of that experience already with him. He doesn't need to have that coached to him. So wherever he lands here after this transfer portal window closes up, they're going to have themselves a very experienced quarterback and a guy who already has the tool set that you would expect to just come in, plug and play to an offense.
No, I agree. It's crazy. I'm getting hit up by general managers right now. So sorry. So unprofessional.
That's always the pitch we give them is we could be live and GMs are hitting Jay up.
Well, now you can tell them, go watch episode number...
episode 23.
23, and you will see GMs are hitting Jay up. But yeah, no. Teddy's a guy that can really do it all. I get that here when we sign up somebody that we're going to be looked at as being biased. Oh, that's Jay, that's one of your guys. Like, you're supposed to say this. Kind of like mom and dad supposed to say something nice about their kid. Screw all that. Y'all saw the film. You look at it. This kid is a dude. When you see a young man that can make all the throws, he can throw it sidearm. He can throw it on the run. He can throw it in the pocket. He knows how to create another pocket. His field awareness is something to be very desired. In all honesty, I get what La Tech wanted to do. They want to be a team that can have like a Josh Allen that can run and can also throw because that's just their offense. That is the only reason that Teddy Burris did not get on the field. It wasn't because of lack of talent. It wasn't because he couldn't read a defense. It was because of just a scheme situation, and that's it. Any university that is looking to have a 70-30, 60-40 pass-to-run ratio that wants somebody that can not only lead their team, but can be a leader in that locker room and keep the morale up, things that coaches know they need to where their asses don't get fired, and a lot of them can get promotions off of it. And Teddy reminds me of the young man that was a quarterback at North Texas this past season, right? Kid never started in high school, was a walk-on, but when he got his opportunity, he stood up and he showed out. And that is where Teddy needs. He just needs an opportunity to show what he can do. And I'm telling you, this young man can end up being another one of those miraculous stories where it comes out of nowhere and you're like, wow, where did he come from? How did this story happen? And everybody has this great feel-good story. And I can't wait for us here at Protection United to be here and be a part of that story. But I'm telling you, GMs, quarterback coaches, offensive coordinators, take a deep dive look into Teddy Barros and go truly evaluate him and go look what this young man could do. He can lead any kind of offense, pro style. He can run the air raid, whatever you want, this young man can do. And my phone is here. Got it right here. There it is. Y'all hit me up. Let me know when y'all want to set up an OV, and I'll get our guy out there and let's see if we can make magic happen.
Yes, we're very excited to have them on. We just keep racking up quarterbacks in this transfer portal window because it's a deep quarterback pool that's coming in with this transfer portal. But like you said, Jay, that analogy you keep using of the musical chairs, somebody's going to be left without a chair. And I think we'll be the people to tell them that they can have a seat. I think we know exactly where we can fill that void for you.
No, exactly. I'm excited, because we're about to get some defensive guys here on the set. So, I think they'll have something to say about quarterbacks and what they see from their side of the field. But yeah, we definitely got a nice, I would say, stable of QBs.
There you go.
Right. And so, yes, love them all, and honored and proud to be representing them as well.
Yes, and you mentioned there, Jay, you talked about two guys that were not only strong defensive players in their own right, but I think the analogy of the Swiss Army knife definitely applies to both of these guys as we welcome on in the first guest of a handful that we have coming on in this very special episode of the Protect You podcast with none other than Davis Kinney. We'll bring him on, and we'll be right back, folks. So welcome on back in, folks, as we've got special guest Davis Kinney and future Arizona State Sun Devil. Davis, thank you so much for coming on in. I know that we've had a couple of interviews very similar to this, but not quite to this setting before.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here today.
No, I like that, man. So look, you see that you got your brother over your right hand shoulder, man. So Davis, I mean, how crazy is this, right? I mean, I still remember, helping your brother, right, go from Abilene Christian to get him over to TCU. And it seems like it was forever ago,
Yeah.
right? I mean, how did you first hear about Protection United being a rising junior in high school and us helping your brother? How did it all come about to where you're like, wait, what's going on?
I think we first heard it from DJ Lagway, first heard it through. And my brother started helping him through the press report. And I was like, Davis, they were like, you need to sign with Protection United. I was like, I don't know, really. I was kind of just a junior. I don't really need an agent. Next thing you know, here today, worked our way through. We signed, and it helped me in the long run. And I'm here committed to go to Arizona State here on Saturday.
Oh, man, I love that. So in turn, you're basically saying that you told yourself you didn't need an agent, and then now you're saying like, damn, I did need an agent.
I definitely did need an agent.
Yes. And Davis, I mean, you being a four-star safety, man, being a national recruit. Talk to us just a little bit about that whole journey in essence of where you have so many schools that they just love you and they wanted you so bad. I won't throw no names out, but we know one is still heartbroken, bro. I'm talking, I don't even know they're going to even want to talk to me ever again.
No, I don't think they're going to be a little heartbroken for a while after that one, what we pulled.
Yeah. So, but talk to us about like, what is that feeling, right? Because I played D2 basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I only had like 2 schools that loved me. I didn't have 50 schools. Like, talk to us about like, what is that true feeling of where you're a national recruit and everybody wants you?
It definitely feels good, God willing, that God put you in a place to feel, and you finally had the dedication, like all the work you put on paid off. And then one day you just wake up and you're like, dang, I really have all these schools trying to get me to come to their school, but you could only choose one. And then it was a stressful process, but I had some people to help me narrow around through the process and maneuver. And we chose a home, happened to be Arizona State.
So I like that. And I like too in the interactions that you and your brother have, especially of, we took that trip up to TCU and the entire time you and him just jawing back and forth. I can't wait till we're in the same conference so I can just bust your ass on the line.
Yeah.
And we had that same thing at signing day. You're throwing the horn frogs down.
Let's throw it down on top. Throw it down.
The only thing that sucks is that Arizona State and TCU don't play together.
We don't play them, but hopefully the schedule changes. Hopefully, I want to play them bad.
Because Dylan's going to center.
Yes.
And he said that he was going to talk to coach and say if he wasn't covered up, he was going to snap the ball and go straight to the safety box. Yeah, he said he didn't care if you got a 15-yard penalty. He was not going to let you go.
Nah, he think that's going to happen.
But it's awesome, though, to see that there's still that sibling rivalry that runs really deep with y'all. And, I mean, did that play any role into this decision process of just, like, that opportunity to line up against old bro one more time to just go out there and see who is the bigger man?
No, I wouldn't say it didn't play a role, but in the back of my mind, I definitely thought about that, thinking of committing to Arizona State. I was like, I know, hopefully we get to play my big brother, show him that who's really big bro is been in the family,
So like growing up, man, because Dylan's obviously offensive lineman, but you're a safety, right? But like growing up in the household, right, where your dad played for University of Baylor, right? Which, by the way, that Baylor squad was deep.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, with him, Lagway, a couple other guys I know, a couple of trainers. They were all on this Baylor football team where the crowd just did golf claps. But anyway, get back on. How was that growing up, man, being like, Dylan's little brother? And at what point did Davis Kinney start to kind of separate and have his own name versus just being Dylan's little brother?
I would say I was definitely my brother's shadow growing up. We're definitely two different people in size wise too. So I was definitely the little brother growing up. I would say sophomore year is when I finally started making a name for myself and really started coming Davis Kinney, and people at my school and everybody really started to know me for me instead of being little Kenny or little Dylan.
Yeah. No, I can understand that, man. I mean, it's kind of like you're that small tree that's not getting any sunlight, right? You're getting the water, but you're not getting that sunlight. And then I'm assuming that when he graduated high school, and then it was just you. Then at that point,
I still had a little bit of it freshman year, but sophomore year, me finally playing really started making a name for myself, the little brother started going away.
Well, and it was impressive too to see on that signing day just the sheer amount of people that were Davis, we need to get a picture. That was really something to see. I mean, because what does that moment feel like to you too, to be able to pay off that type of an investment, to see that many people there to support and cheer you specifically on?
It feels good, that the community supports me and everybody around me just wants to see me do good and be great in life,
Yeah, because I mean, too, your dad especially has been a huge supporter here at Protection United, and he's been constantly giving it, like, to the point where we were like, man, just take down some of these banners and let's just take up the Coleman family gets one picture, the Kinney family gets another picture, and we'll just do a collage.
Oh, damn, we got that behind us now. We got the Coleman and the Kinney family.
Whether we were thinking of it subconsciously or not.
We did not think about that when we were like, hey, it's time to rearrange this whole thing. But yeah, no, Dave's, I mean, and we know we got somebody else coming on that, the Kennys, represented. But so I got to ask the question because the fans want to know. I already know, okay, because I've talked to Kenny Denningham, right, head coach of Arizona State. So I get it. First, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know that. You and I had some, I wouldn't say harsh conversation, but we had some real conversations.
Yes.
Until I talked to that man, and then I was like, okay, I get it. But just tell the world, man, like, what made you say Arizona State is home for me, and this is where I ultimately want to be?
I would say it started with the coaching staff, At first, Arizona State, they came down and offered me in January, and they kind of just kept with the process up in there. And then finally, we set up 2 trips, canceled on them once. They canceled on me. And then we finally were able to take the trip, and it just felt like home. The coaching staff, the coach Dillingham, the safeties coach, just the environment, the players, the team, everything just made me feel like that's the place to be. And then they were building something special there.
Yeah.
The Texas to Tempe pipeline, we kept it strong. We're hopefully going to keep it strong with some more recruits coming up in this 27 class. But
yeah,
we're doing something special up there in the desert, and I just wanted to join it.
I know. I can't wait to come visit. I know that much. Like, I hear it's gorgeous out there. Because Dillingham was like, hey, we're going to set it up nice for you, Jay. Let you get on a tour. And I'm like, say less. Say less.
We're going to get you right in Tempe. Don't
worry. No, and it's funny that you bring up, though, Davis, because it did start off as almost like a toxic relationship, like you mentioned. I mean, I remember Carson was in the driveway, and we're like, yeah, we're not taking it. And then we're getting ready to head out, and then they're like, we got somebody else coming in. He might commit, so now let's just not even go. It was such a weird dynamic, but to your point, things never got ugly.
No.
It was one of those like toxic relationships that was like, it got worked out a lot, and obviously I was more in the GM room, and, big shout out to my guy, Joshua Moore. But I mean, he always kept it real with me, but I could always get him on the phone too.
Yeah.
Right. And he always shot me straight, and I like that part of it. And I know for you, in regards to talking to the DB coach, the defensive coordinator, and then of course, ultimately, to Coach Dillingham, I'm assuming that you felt the same, right?
I felt the same. They kept it real with me through the whole process, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, I love that, brother. Go ahead, you got something?
No, I'm saying here, because we got just a little bit more time here left for you, of what do you feel like are going to be some of the things that you want to get out there and show off to the Arizona State faithful when you do step out there on that field and you really get to rep that trident?
And I would continue to bring like the takeaway aspect that I had of my high school career, bring some takeaways to Tempe, and then to show that they got a ball hawk in the safety room and then someone that's ready to work.
And I know Arizona State's known as a party school, so you're going to give them something to party about.
Yes. Hopefully.
Hey, he's like, don't say that, my mom. Don't talk about no parties. Hey, Mom Erica. Yeah,
keeping it in the book. Keeping it on the
academics.
Yes. David's like, wait, are we live? Like, can computer Jesus?
Edit that out.
Yeah, edit it out. Hey, speaking of, David, so, we always talk about on the pod how, a lot of people hadn't seen Computer Jesus' face. Now, you cannot give up his identity, but you saw the ponytail, right?
Yeah.
So when you saw him, were you like, oh, I see why they call him Computer Jesus?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, with his face, does he look like somebody that you envisioned that he would look like?
Little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. The mustache, the beard. It looked like if Jesus had a little swag.
Yeah,
that's how
pretty
he would
much.
look, right?
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, Jesus always has swag.
Yeah,
That's true.
But you know what I'm saying. It's a day swag. You think this is if Jesus was walking around on earth right now, do you think this is how he would look?
Think so.
You think so?
Think so.
I think he'd be a little bit taller. I feel like Jesus is like 6'4". No, I'm just saying, like Jesus gonna be the outside for a college recruit like yourself,
6'4", yeah.
6'4". I think about that's
6'4" lean build probably.
Yeah, but cut.
He'll be
He'll be cut like Davis. He'd be swole, a little swole. Because dude, when we watched your highlights, brother, like I mean, you were on ball to get the call, dog. You were like on the first, I want to say 4 straight episodes because dog, you were just getting interceptions and taking it to the house or running kickoff returns. Like we couldn't believe people were even throwing it in your direction. But then for you to be bigger than a lot of the kids out there, but then you're faster than a lot of them. That was probably, at least for Jake and I, where we just couldn't believe what we were watching, on the film, man. And just seeing, what happened and how all this transitioned. And I know Arizona State is excited because of, and did they talk to you about that, about your size and speed? Like they
said I definitely gotten bigger since my junior to senior year, put on some size, and I just looked like I moved different on the senior year film.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, that's where it is. A good-looking kid. I mean, outside endorsements could be at Arizona State coming your way as well. I mean, anything that you want to say to the Sun Devil Nation, man, that before you get on campus?
I said let's get to work. We'll be on campus here probably, I think 4 days and counting. I think move in on the 10th. Just ready to work. That's
all right.
about it.
Hey,
as I say, I know we're looking forward to it. I'm sure they're looking forward to when Davis County finally gets to step on campus and really start to rep that Sun Devil uni. We'll be looking forward to it, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, appreciate you coming on to the show, bro. I hope you like the studio.
It's nice in person. Finally get to see it in person.
Yeah,
it's a little nice.
Okay, no, I appreciate it, man. Well, hey. Appreciate you coming on to the pod. Obviously, we're going to get to hang out a little bit more, the rest of the day, man. And, we look forward to kicking it with you, dog, But thanks for coming on to the pod, man. And, obviously, we'll have you back on here very soon.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
All right. And from one Swiss Army knife player to another, as coming up next, we got future New Mexico Lobo, Marco Beltran. And so, like I said, folks, from one Swiss Army knife player to another, we have none other than Marco Beltran. Marco, you were an integral part in the College Park Cavaliers' success during the season, an undefeated, perfect regular season in which you did basically everything for them. You were one of the best lockdown defensive players of the year. You were an electrifying kick and punt returner. You even took some offensive snaps while you were at it there, too. So just, can you tell me, what is that like to know that you're so dependable, regardless of where you are out there on the field, that no matter what, Marco Beltran is going to be making an impact?
I love it, and I'm really grateful for it. Just knowing that my teammates and my coaches have that much trust in me to be able to do everything they want me to do. And it's like, never once have they ever questioned anything I'm doing with the ball, on those risky punt returns or kickoff returns, and just knowing that I have the trust to be able to just do what I want to do as well. And so, I'm just grateful for it.
Yeah, that's great, Marco. And But bro, you know, me and you go way back.
Right.
Like, dog, I'm talking, we go back to when you might have still been taking naps on the way to Little League football practice. Let me tell you this quick story, Jake, about how I first met Marco Beltran.
Go for it.
I'm coaching Little League football. In our league, we had the draft. It wasn't like select football where you can just go hand pick your guys, which I would have done that, right? But he had never played football before, but I just saw something in him. First day of pass, because you got to go through the normal acclimation, right? So practice number 4 or 5, we finally can go full pads. He tattooed a kid so freaking hard at the age of 7. Am I correct, Marco? Yeah, because it wasn't junior, it was
like
sophomore.
7, yeah.
He was 7 years old. I remember going up to his dad and I'm like, hey, like, you know, first of all, I appreciate it if you lied on his little form saying that he's never played football before, because I wouldn't have got him. He was like, no, coach, never played before. Daddy said he played, and Marco would watch him. Dude, that discovering of Marco Beltran, I will never forget that season. It wasn't even my Super Bowl season. It wasn't even my best season of going undefeated and all that. But it was just one of those deals, because when I recognized what the dog mentality this kid had at 7 years old, in the same way he's looking at me now with the big eyes, he would just soak in, and he would be like, Coach, what else? What else can I do? What else can I do? And I played you at corner. You remember that? Like, I put you at corner, and we didn't even budge off of that. But, you know, talk about just from your viewpoint, right? Because you always remember me as Coach J. I'm probably still Coach J in your phone.
Right.
I call you all the time. You're like, hey, Coach. I'm like, I'm your agent now. Why you?
Right.
He's like Justin Williams, right? Justin's got Kirby Smart was like, why does your phone say Coach J? And why am I negotiating with Coach J? I'm like, Justin, change it. You won't change it. You probably won't either.
Mm-hmm.
But from your viewpoint, Marco, talk to me about where do you see, or how do you see our relationship, where I used to be seriously your coach to now, you know, I am here representing you in the growth, you know, through those past, I would say 6 years.
I think it plays such a big part, because, like, I feel like with an agent, you have to have that trust and that kind of connection. And I think that just going back that far with you really just makes it an even better relationship, you know, for me to you as well. And then say, as well as you, like, even though I met you, you know, not too long ago, knowing that you're, you know, with Jay and whatnot, it's almost like I can already trust you, just knowing how much I could trust Jay and whatnot. So I think it plays a huge role.
Because you and I met as when I was doing reporting and when I was doing the calling a lot of the games that y'all had last year. So, you know, there's that unique aspect too of I followed you around during this incredible run that you went on of I'm constantly on the sidelines getting pictures. I'm constantly getting some sort of video. I'm so mad at myself. I missed that full on backflip that you did after beating Willis this year. I only caught the very tail end of it of you landing. I was like, damn it, why couldn't I have gone just a little bit earlier? But, you know, it's been very exciting to watch your journey throughout this last couple of years. And I'm sure it feels the same to you, Jay, to see you develop into such a strong and capable player. And now it rewards you with being able to take your talents to the next level of play, which very few guys get that opportunity to do. So, I mean, I'll toss it to you, Jay, of just what does it feel like to you to being able to see a guy fully develop from that early stage of never having played before to now we're talking D1 football here.
Oh, I know. And we'll get into New Mexico here in a little bit, because I know my guy, Bo Davis, is like, Jay, make sure he, you know, gives us a shout out. But no, I mean, it's really just been great, you know, getting to watch you grow up and to continue, you know, because I was blessed to see the first time that you showed real love to the sport of football. And I remember just telling everybody else that got to coach you, all the way up to Coach Coates. I remember, you know, talking to him, I want to say your sophomore year. Yeah, your sophomore year. And I'm talking to him pregame, right before the Willis game, which, you know, you remember you had a big pick, you know, on DJ Lagway that year, and he only threw 4 picks for the whole season. And one of them was to Marco Beltran, right? And so, but I remember talking and telling him, and Coach knew. He's like, oh, I know he's a dog. I said, yeah, Coach. And so just kind of getting to watch you grow and mature and then now get to be on this side of it, right? To where we still are rocking out, right? You know, together. It's been fun. It's been fun and you know, a little rewarding, you know, knowing that I was coach number 1 and getting to see where he is now.
And I think it's really cool too, because, you know, your father also, he played a pretty decent amount of ball in his time too. So
Did he play professionally?
No, it was like college. He got up to the college level.
But it was in Mexico,
Mexico,
right?
Yeah. And then he had the option to, and then he chose to not go.
Okay, so he played for Monterey.
Mhm.
Yes, right.
and you talked about too on the other podcast that you and I do of having to dust off the VHS tape
Yes.
to go out there and get to see some of that video too. So I mean, can you talk a little bit too about what that family aspect is like? Of how did that play a role in the development?
I think it played a huge role because, like, ever since I was little, it was just around me 24/7. And I think, like, and you know, when people ask me how much football means to me, I really mean when, like, I feel like it's truly a part of my life. I mean it, not just because of how long I've been playing it for, but even before I started playing, it was already around the household. Like, I have a little sister that could probably name more NFL and college players than I can at this point. Like, even my whole family, you see it's rubbing off on everybody. So I think it plays a huge role in, like, how much I love the game and whatnot. And also having my dad there, like, knowing he had that experience and, like, him being able to also coach me up a bit through the years, I think it's so big. And I think it's an advantage that I have that not a lot of people have. So I definitely took advantage of that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of truth in that too, because like for the ones that don't know this, like I had to make Marco come today. He was like, "Coach, I got to work out." I said, Marco, Jesus, bro, you gonna do your dog like this? Like, I need you to come on the podcast. Like, we got everything set up. We got this fun event. Okay, Coach, I'll be there. I'm like, dude, one workout, but that's to you. That speaks to you know how you are, and it truly is in your DNA. And what you just shared, Marco, it's not lip service. Like, you truly live it, breathe it, and it's in your bloodstream. And so, that being said, right, you had some offers, right? Wasn't the offers that you wanted, you know. Then we started rocking out together. Then all of a sudden, now things starts going. But what made you settle on the Mexico? Like, in essence of where you're like, yeah, this can be home.
So yeah, I mean, going through the season with the offers I had, like, I was really grateful, you know, and like I will admit, like, I'm really grateful for everything and every opportunity I've gotten. But you know, I was kind of like, man, like I just don't feel it, you know. And then going on a campus at New Mexico, I feel like the environment and the coaching staff, it was the coaching staff for me. Like, there was not one coach that I had met that I didn't feel a connection with. You know, Coach Egg, Coach Bignell, the safeties coach, like, they're doing such a good job. And it's also like this was just their first season there, which is so crazy to me. And the other thing is, talking to the other players, they were already so bought into him and his program that, like, you could tell that this coaching staff was, like, you know, not just another coaching staff that just tells you what you want to hear, and like somebody that you could really trust. So I think that the coaching staff, the environment, and the players were really what sold it off for me. You know, because when I'm looking for somewhere to go, I'm looking for a home.
Yeah.
Looking for, you know, a team, people I could trust. And that's exactly what I got from New Mexico.
No, I love that, man. All right. Quick little last a few questions. Since we have been in your life for such a long time. So talk to me about what was your favorite moment for Little League football?
Oh, man, I'd say Little League could probably be winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
Because, you know, being the quarterback and
that's right.
Yeah.
You were a two-way starter,
right.
yeah.
And then knowing that, you know, nobody thought we were going to win that game. The other team had already, like, had the whole party bus ready, the rings ordered, like, all that.
That boy said the wings were ordered. Not the wings.
Yeah. They had
Extra crispy was already in the fryer.
Yeah. And so just being able to go out, show out, and, like, prove everybody wrong. Best feeling ever.
I love that.
I'd say that's my favorite.
All right, so then, and I think we probably know the answer to this, but we're gonna ask it anyway. What was your favorite high school moment?
Oh my God, being in the Woodlands.
Yeah,
It's been like, especially knowing a bunch of those guys over there.
Yeah.
It's almost been like a rivalry since 7th grade.
yeah.
And so, like, being able to go out and beat them, it was the best feeling. And just knowing that, like, I can go around telling everybody that we won, you know?
Yeah.
Calling everybody else, like, little bro, in a sense that, like, you know, they've had on us for a little while. So definitely the best feeling.
Yeah, and they got y'all district championship,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You know, and so, yeah, well, Marco, thank you so much. Big shout out to Marco's trainer also for understanding that Marco had to miss a workout to come on here and show the Protect You podcast some love, man. But no, we definitely appreciate you coming on. And like we just told, you know, Davis, right? Another safety that's in part of the crew, man. Looking forward to hanging out, man. We got a big lunch. You ready to eat?
Right. I'm excited.
Are you excited about that?
I'm starting.
Yeah. I'm glad we picked the place that we picked because we got the next guest coming on. I think he's going to eat probably more than you,
Oh,
Parker.
100%.
You think so? Yeah. Anyway, man, hey, well, thank you so much, man. New Mexico, just know y'all are getting a great one in here and in Marco Beltran on and off the field. And, man, we appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
All right, and with that, now we wrap up the small bodies on the defense, and now we move over to the big man, and the man that is going to be holding it down in the center of the D line for Kansas State, and C.J. Jackson. We'll be right back as we get set for yet another guest. So quite the change that we had here. We had two almost skill position players, if you can have them on the defensive side, to now the big man that's going to be holding it down in the heart of the D line for K-State. CJ, thank you so much for coming on in. I know that we treated you pretty well last night, got you a tour around of downtown Houston, and had some Texas barbecue while we were at it too. So we greatly appreciate you taking the time from coming in out of state to join us here.
Yes, sir. I thank y'all for having me. It's very exciting getting to get down here and see Houston for the first time. So I'm enjoying it already so far. So I'm ready to see what else y'all have in store.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
CJ, you're a great young man, but you scare the hell out of me. Like, I don't even like looking in your eyes too long because I feel like that I can get attacked and I can't do a damn thing about it. Is that what offensive linemen feel when they see you on the football field?
Yes, sir. That's the first thing I try to do. I try to look into their eyes and make sure they know who's coming for them.
So you put the fear of God in them real quick before you hit them on the line?
Yes, sir.
No, I love that, man. And look, I see you represent. You got the K-State on, and you got the bling bling. And but yeah, you know, you being from a small town, right, of Alabama, and you know, you're really a product of what's called diamond in the rough. I don't know if you've ever heard that term before. That basically means that, you know, you're a diamond, huge diamond. Everybody loves diamonds, but they don't know that you exist, right?
Yeah.
You know, so starting off in just your initial recruitment, right? You know, rising freshman year, rising sophomore year, how frustrating was it for you to be out there dominating at camps and things of that nature, but not really getting the recognition and the shine that you know, ultimately deserved?
For me, it was upsetting a little bit, you know, seeing all the recruits come in, all the coaches and the recruiters, talking to them a lot, and my whole sophomore year talking to them that preseason and postseason. Yeah, that was upsetting, but you know, I kept my trust in the man up above, and you know, I kept grinding. It encouraged me to work harder each and every day, seeing that they didn't see what I saw in myself already. So it just lit a fire in me to keep working hard and get better each and every year.
No, I love that. And then when Protection United comes in your life, you know, how did, you know, Protection United help you in regards to like your recruitment and helping you kind of get out there in regards to now becoming not only a 4-star, but also helping you in regards to being a national recruit?
Y'all helped me a lot. Helped me realize who was really there, really for me, not only for the stars and the other schools that I had. That really believed in me and wanted to see me out there on the football field. So y'all helped me a lot when it comes to recruiting and organizing and seeing what schools were best for me.
Yeah, and I mean, bro, you remember it was a bidding war out for your services. Like,
Yes.
when it went from you weren't getting the love that you deserved to then on the complete 180 other side of like, ooh, this is a lot of love. Like, walk us through that emotional roller coaster.
It was a lot of emotion. I didn't know how to feel at first. I was just shocked. I didn't really have too many words, too many things to say. Yeah, I was.
Oh, you was. No, I'll never forget because I was in Atlanta, Georgia when we got the final offer from Kansas State. And I remember telling you, and I wish I could have saw your face, but you didn't say a damn word. And I'm like, CJ, are you there? Are you happy? Like, do I need to go somewhere else? And I remember.
Was definitely happy. Definitely happy.
But, like that part of it, right? Was it a feeling of where you're like, man, is this really happening? Like, is this real? Or did you not question it and you knew that, okay, this is what's happening and I'm good with it? Because I know that you're a guy that likes to keep your poker face and you don't show a lot of emotion. But in that moment, did you show a little bit of emotion?
Yeah, the family, they seen it, man. That was the happiest I've been in a long time. I was speechless like I am now.
Because I can imagine too that's the payoff for a lot of the work that you've been putting in and payoff for a lot of the work that your family's been putting in. We had the great opportunity to meet them face to face and finally get to see what that family aspect was like for you. So it's very understandable too that they would be happy for you in that moment, because they told us some of the stories too of y'all have that classic, the door that y'all always do in the measuring on the heights of.
Yeah.
And so you've been dominating that. We're to the point now, I think they probably have to get a new door pretty soon here with how tall that you've been getting in some of that. So can you just tell me, give a little bit of insight of what was the family reaction to that moment like?
We were all happy. It was like you said, it was a big payoff for them helping me over the years and it's helping me become a better young man. Being in the process, all of that at the moment, we're celebrating.
Yeah.
I was happy to see them happy. I was happy to see them, see what their work has done for them, and that was a big thing for me to see that I finally get to help my family.
Yeah.
Be able to get that opportunity.
Of course.
Yeah, no, and that's, CJ, getting to like see, just all that kind of come to fruition. And, big shout out to Mama Jackson, right? Mr. Jackson, man, just great people. But that was a part of this whole process. And a lot of people like don't understand and get that is that when these schools are paying money, right, they're looking at an investment and they want to see what the return of that investment is. And I truly believe that your negotiations were, although it was a bidding war, it was so easy because of the fact that not only you have great parents, and they knew that those schools put a lot of background, deep research, right, before they invest in someone. But then the other side of it too, CJ, and I remember when I shared with every school that was after you, me telling them that you had your own lawn care service. Talk to us a little bit about how you started your own lawn care service and the growth that it became over the past few years.
So it all started with me going out with my grandmother because originally it is her business that she helped me go along, and I kind of grew love for it, spending time with her out there cutting grass and her teaching me some of the strengths and the things that I can do to build that business and to grow relationships with different people around. So,
because I can imagine too, where they're like, "Hey, I need to uproot a tree," and it's like, "I will just send CJ out there. CJ's got that. He can take out a tree."
Hey, no tools.
No,
just shows up like show with no shirt on, and you just pick a tree out. She's like, "Yeah, y'all are laughing. That really happened." But in the midst of all that, right? Me sharing that story with people, talking about that on Saturdays after you go to practice, watch film. Do all the calisthenics to kind of get that acid out of your body. Everybody else would go chill, and yet you were going to cut grass, right? Mm-hmm. And run your business. With all that being said, though, why Kansas State?
The family base, it felt like a long way away from home. It felt like a very good place that I can go. I could be comfortable in, great atmosphere, and I love the fans, how involved they are with the team, how much love they show. And the program, I feel like they have a very upgrowing program, and I want to be a part of that. to help them grow in that program as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coach Klein coming.
Yes, Coach Klein coming in. He's going to bring in, I think, a breath of fresh air to that program
Man.
because
Offensively, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Because too, Kansas State was a team that has been on the come up in terms of a Big 12 conference that I feel like deserves a little bit more respect put on its name in terms of the talent that they're constantly able to put out there on the field. You know, Texas Tech may not have done a great job of representing the conference this year, but you talk about teams like TCU, and you know, I had the opportunity to talk with Coach Kleineman when he was the head coach at K-State when they won the Big 12 conference and beat that TCU team that went on to play for a national championship. So it's very easy to see why you bought in so well to that culture and why they're so easy to sell you on what K-State is going to be about. Only caveat, though, with you being from the Deep South and Manhattan, Kansas, getting cold during the winter times, do you feel like you're prepared to handle the snow and the cold that might be coming your way?
Yes, I feel like I'm gonna have fun. I like the cold. I play really well in the cold. It helps, keep my body. I keep my body warm. Large mass. So
Are you going to be one of those guys that gets out there and it's going to be coming down in a blizzard and you're still wearing like short sleeves and rolling up the pants?
yeah, most definitely. One of them is gonna be covered, but I'm always gonna have short on either my legs or my arms. I like to keep one of those.
All right.
I mean, I know you're big on your drip. I mean, when we showed you a lot on ball and get the call off, I'm like, okay, like CJ, like his appearance means everything to him. Like you look good, you play good, right? And so, last question for you, brother, before we end this. How was it last night getting to see like the city of Houston and getting to see all the ballparks and just the big city lights? Like what was that for you? Because I'm from a small town too. I remember coming from Memphis, Tennessee, and when I first came to Houston, my buddies tricked me. I thought over by the Galleria that was downtown. I'm like, man, that's a little downtown. They were like, no, we're just messing with you. And then when we saw downtown, I was like, oh, now I see. But for you though, getting to see the big city lights for the first time, and I know you've been to Atlanta. But coming to the fourth largest city in the nation, like what was that like being here last night and getting that tour?
For me, it was a new experience, a new scene. I got to see a lot of things that I don't usually see on a regular day basis. When you introduced me to the not the downtown part, but the other downtown part, I thought that was gonna be how big it would be because when I'm in Atlanta, that's what I see. But yeah, it's way bigger than Atlanta.
So if the Texans end up drafting you, like you would be happy playing for the Houston Texans.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with every team draft me, but
real talk.
I would be happy.
And we will be there.
Yes.
Even if the Cleveland Browns draft you, I swear to you, we will be in Cleveland in the dog pound rooting on CJ Jackson. So
Yes, say you and me, Jay, will be barking whenever that selection comes in.
Oh no. I mean,
You would think we've been fans for life.
Yeah, I mean, now I can't bark when he first gets dressed. I'm gonna be at the table.
That's true. You got to keep it classy.
Yeah, I can't have a $5,000 suit on and I'm barking. CJ be like, Jay, what you doing? What you doing? Oh man. Anyway, CJ, brother, hey man, appreciate you, being on. Hey, by the way, we got a new teammate of yours that's coming on next.
oh yeah,
He finally arrived. He's in the green room. Had a little technical difficulties, but he's here. Y'all ain't got to meet yet, but you guys are going to get to meet and hang out and
yes, sir.
keep Kansas State happy because they got not only you handling the trenches, but he going to be making sure that he's shutting down any receiver that y'all go against. But
Yes,
getting
sir.
to see both of y'all on the side of the field, it's going to be great for me and Jake because then we know when we need to watch.
Yes, sir.
When that defense is on the field.
Yeah, when we see that purple defense get out there for K-State, we'll know to tune in.
Yeah.
But CJ, again, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you taking the time to come from out of state to join us here at the Protect You podcast inside of Studio Triple J. It means the most.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me. It's truly a blessing to be in this position.
All right, man. All right. Well, from one Wildcat now to the next, put them on an island or a solo assignment if you dare. We are talking next with none other than Josiah Vilmel. We'll be right back, folks, as we get set for guest number 4. So another change here on the set as we have none other than Josiah Vilmel, a guy that we got a lot of looks at during this regular season. You were a regular on Ball and Get the Call. I feel like a lot of the Fort Bend Travis guys were regulars on Ball and Get the Call, but Josiah, we're very excited to have you on here inside the studio. It's your first time here inside of the studio,
Yes,
so
sir.
it's a great opportunity to have you in here.
Yes, sir.
No, man, so glad you're here. Now, look, I got to lead off with this before we get to the nuts and bolts of having you on. Look, bro, you and Davis grew up together.
Yes, sir.
Davis Kenny, right? He was the first guy that was on the pod. How many houses do y'all live apart from each other?
Like, it's not that many. Like probably like five.
Five houses. So what you're
Okay.
telling me is that every day when you were being a little kid to now being an adult, young adult, you would just walk to his house. You can literally walk
Yeah.
to his house, never have to get in the car.
Yeah.
But however, Davis didn't even let you ride with him today. Has that rivalry already started with Arizona State and Kansas State?
Not quite. I think we're still trying to get over the moment that we won't be playing together with each other right now. Just spending time with each other before each other go. I mean, he leaves the 10th, so we just getting in, kicking it. That's it.
Yeah, but how come he didn't come down the house and wake you up and get you here? That's my question.
I don't know, man. I don't even know. Yeah. I'm gonna have to ask him about that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask him about that. Like, make sure you get good and close to him, and we'll do that. But no, man, definitely appreciate you, getting here and making it in. It's been fun, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's been fun. It's just kind of reminiscing with everybody else that we've had on. I mean, I still remember like last summer, right?
Mhm.
We first started, rocking out, working together. And y'all were going on that journey. Like, then you go to like Notre Dame, and I can't remember the schools, but remember y'all were in Chicago. You went visit family, but you went to like 3 or 4 schools, didn't you?
My brother went to a bunch of schools. I went to so I went to Chicago, and I think we were just visiting around.
Yeah, I think y'all were just kind of because at that point, y'all didn't know. It was almost like
yeah.
y'all felt a little lost,
Mhm.
right? It
Correct.
was like, man, we're just kind of going around camping to camp. Then you get with Protection United, right? Things get more organized and kind of laid out. At that point, I think you had already decommitted from Oklahoma State, right? Because with Gundy leaving, right?
Actually, I had decommitted later on in the season. Like
That's right.
Like it was like week 6 or 7.
That's right. Yep, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Jake's guy,
Mhm.
I'm a man on 40.
Oh man, that is a man.
Yeah, and so
Yes.
he exited stage left. How was that process for you where you were like, okay, now I feel like I'm kind of starting all over and opening back up my recruitment? How was that journey, and kind of walk us through the emotions of it?
I think when it first came, and they were talking about Gunny's removal. I didn't feel in any type of way in the moment, maybe because I've had a connection with Coach Gundy. Me and him haven't had them personal talks yet. We didn't get the chance to, and so I felt like it was an opportunity for me as far as my talents, and I knew that I was going to do this in my senior season. And it was time for the light to be shining on me. I was very curious to see what other opportunities were out there, and I think I didn't get the chance to. Being said, I committed early, so yeah.
I got you. Okay, but then in the midst of all that, you become a 4-star DB shutdown corner. You're now a national recruit at this stage, right? And I know it because my phone started blowing the hell up. And I'm like, holy, like, damn. I knew you were a dude,
Yeah.
right? But once again, man, I love all of our guys. So it's hard for me sometimes to look at things with a clear vision because I
Right.
think all of our dudes are future pros,
Yes.
right? And so, but when certain schools were calling and then they kept calling, and now the head man is calling, that's when like, yeah. How was that process for you? I know how it was for me,
Yeah.
but how was it for you where now all of a sudden everybody's loving you all over the nation and everybody wants you, you to kind of be a part of their program?
I think I'm a big people person, so when that was happening, I loved the attention. I was getting what I was asking for, but I didn't know what it come with. And I think as you go down there on these schools, it was tough. It was real tough to tell a school that you're not coming, especially when you've built that connection in the past. Maybe they didn't offer you at one school, but they offered you at the next. And so it's like that connection was always there. They always checked in. It was exciting and it was stressful at the same time. I admit. But hey, we got through it, And
Yeah.
That you did, man. That you did. And it was, I can imagine a little bit stressful too while you're out there, out on the gridiron, just trying to do your thing. And then you got me coming up to you and trying to get pictures of you. You were stone cold. You were one of the most locked in players I think I've ever gotten sideline photos or videos of this entire season. Where I go up to your dad afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, is this normal, or is he pissed off at me for getting pictures of him on the sideline?" He's like, "That's just who he is. That's just the way he is." So, I mean, when you talk about how do you get into that headspace to block out all the noise that's happening around you and just continually go out there and take care of business the way that you did?
yeah, yeah. When the pads and helmets on, it's like I'm putting my body on the line for my teammates, and that's how I play. I play with everything on the line, and that's every play. So I mean, I block out the distractions and worry about each down and getting off the field fast and letting the offense go produce. And so that's the biggest thing for me is just going to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, and that was the thing too. At least for me, Josiah, from my side of the world, I was highly impressed, right, when we were going over, all those NIL contracts where, once again, for the fans watching the show, not an easy decision where everybody is offering really above asking price if we're being real here. And so then that wasn't an issue, right? So it was like a bidding war, but then it was like everybody's like, I'll match with this school match, I'll match with this school match. So it was like, okay, so now we gotta like just lock in on the monetary side. What made you ultimately say, okay, K-State is where I want to be?
Yeah. So obviously, growing up in Houston is different. It's way different than going to Manhattan. It was an uncomfortable situation for me, but I feel like as far as that program, it's more to it that it's supposed to be at a higher level than it is at right now. And I felt it when being there that the standard hasn't been met yet, and it will be, especially with Coach Colin Klein coming in and just him preaching, family business, like was big to me. That's what I've been looking for, especially when I gave schools my top 3. It was family, it was culture. You got to have a culture there, and I think him being alum, he's gonna bring that, make that happen. And then, like we talk about living physicality, that's me. I mean, that's what you want to hear. I mean, people have shied away from it, and I think we're running right into it, and I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's great answer.
Yeah. And the question that I asked here of CJ too, where you're from Houston area, it gets swampy down here. Yes. Well, no, I asked this to CJ.
Oh, you asked it to CJ. Okay.
I asked this to CJ, and I saw you nodding your head, and I saw you giving a little bit of the I'm about this. Houston area, it gets swampy, it gets humid, it rains a lot. But football season in Manhattan is very different. It gets cold, it snows, there's blizzards up there. Do you feel like you're going to be the guy to embrace that? You're going to be the guy that gets out there in the short sleeves and just says, I'm out here to ball. I don't care what the weather is.
Yeah. I'm lying. Nah. I'm most definitely wearing the sleeves. I'm wearing the sleeves and tight.
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, it's a fun experience. I don't think I'll shy away from the cold. Being up there in the snow, like their last game against Colorado, it was different. I haven't seen it so long. It was crazy. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun experience. But no, most definitely, I'm gonna be wearing a lot of clothing.
Yeah. You gotta stay warm. Gotta stay warm, man. And like just going through everything that you've already gone through, right? You had a great, obviously you dominated Little League, but then you had a great, high school career, right? To kind of end things off, and now it's that next journey, right? To where you got to meet new teammates, new coaches. Now you're an adult. Mom is not here cooking meals anymore. Are you looking forward to kind of being on your own?
I am. I think I'm it's every step of the way you meet something new and you can just build there. Coming into Travis, it wasn't all that good. And what I poured into that football team is I brought culture, I brought leadership skills, and I created a team. So I think as making something out of nothing and going up there, I think me being an addition, we're gonna flip things around pretty quick. And so I'm ready to go. I mean, I'm ready to meet my teammates already. I mean, they kind of already told me what they were looking for, and I'm looking for the same thing as national championship.
Yeah.
And so when you talk like that, you talk big, and I mean that speaks highly of the players you're around.
Right. No, exactly. And then plus you got that 24-hour indoor facility.
Yes, sir. That's me.
Hey, I know. That's you all day. And so I can't wait to get to Manhattan. I hadn't been to Manhattan, New York. So I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to Manhattan. I'm just going to leave it there.
Little Apple.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Hey, so before we conclude this, brother, like, is there anything that you want Wildcat Nation to know, in regards of who's heading up there and what they're going to be getting?
Oh, we coming. Yeah, we coming. I just know I'm coming. You're gonna get a player making loud noise. Hey, every time I step on the field. So yeah.
All right. I like it. Say lockdown defensive back.
Yes,
You
sir.
got that. You
Yes,
got
sir.
it. I admire the confidence. I like the bravado that you're going to be bringing up to that K-State program because that team is going somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I think with you and with CJ and a lot of the guys that they're going to be bringing in, especially at the very top of that coaching staff, they're going to be moving, making some moves.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just ready to watch you sit on that island.
Yes, sir.
Look, because you got to be a dude that's willing to sign up for, hey, I'll take this top receiver and I don't need no safety help. Like,
Yes, sir.
it's not an easy task. And I see why your position is very well compensated because of that. Because, like you mentioned, everybody else is running away, but you're going to the Heat. And so, no, man, I can't wait to watch you ball out and most importantly, get to watch you continue, your football career and your journey. And it's going to be fun, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get in the weight room and see this body transformation that they're gonna do. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Okay,
Say, man.
Well, hopefully maybe Madison and Addie can get him like a outside endorsement deal where he just has his shirt off. You look like a guy that will sign up for something like that.
I
Justin.
would, sure would. Yeah, that's me.
So, well, we're glad you're excited because, we're very equally excited as well to see you get out there, rep that purple, white, and silver.
Yes, sir.
Those official colors out there for K-State. So it'll be definitely something to look forward to, man. But we appreciate you taking the time here to come on and join us on the set for the penultimate interview that we have here in this very special episode of the Protect You podcast. As coming up, last but certainly not least, coming from UTEP will be his next stop is none other than E.J. Lartigue. We are very excited to have him on, folks. We'll be right back after we get set for the last guest. And so, folks, the last but most certainly not least coming on the show is EJ Lartigue. I know we had a couple of people, especially our close friend BJ Scoggin, had to get on us. It's not Lartigue, it is Lartigue.
Yeah, like it's not Scoggin. It's Scoggin.
It's Scoggin.
Yeah, there it is.
So
Interesting name.
we had to make sure that we had it right here, EJ, because we're very excited to have you on here as you were a regular also on the ball and get the call because you got out there, you dominated. We had a great opportunity to go out there. We had a couple of interviews as well. We had you after y'all beat Willis in that early game in the season. I grabbed an interview with you then. After y'all beat Magnolia, we also had to get an interview in for that as
I
well.
don't think Addie's happy about that.
No.
Addie's over in the green room being like, "You beat my brother, EJ.
You beat my brother.
You beat my
How
brother,
could you do
EJ.
that?"
How could you do that?" I love my baby, bro. EJ said, "I don't give a damn about your baby."
He said, "No love lost. You're
No
on the
love
gridiron."
lost. He was like, "Hey, you be out there on that field, no friends on that field."
That's fair game.
Fair game.
That's fair game.
Fair game. EJ, man, really appreciate, you joining us, man, and being on. Just from your perspective, right? This is a whole new world, right? That we're living in regards to just everything from recruiting to NIL to transfer portal. How have you wrapped your head around all of this in the midst of you trying to prepare to go to college for the first time?
Really, I'm not really have my mind on that right now. A lot of crazy things has happened at UTEP, so I'm just preparing myself for that. So I'm just ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're excited to be moving on from high school ball to college ball.
Yes, sir.
like you're ready for it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. And I, like you said, we know that, a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of things happening in a lot of universities, right? UTEP's not the only one, but, before all of these things transpired, like what made you say like, hey, UTEP can be home for me?
The way they work, I like that. Their head coach is very energetic, Coach Walden. I like him a lot. So that makes me happy, and they love me a lot.
Yeah.
And I love them so much too. And the food there is great.
Yeah, the food is
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So are you big like Tex-Mex guy?
I would say so.
Yeah. And so they probably went and took you to an authentic Mexican restaurant, I would assume. With
The tube to an Italian restaurant.
Interesting.
hey, brother, we're taking you there today. We're taking you to an Italian restaurant. That's why your face lit up when I said, "Do you like Italian?" You were just like, "Okay." So they took you to an Italian restaurant. It is interesting because
Say in El Paso, Texas.
in El Paso. And Jake, here's the deal. I was in the stadium this past season, and I remember one of the locals telling me, they said, "Hey, that's Mexico, like right there." And I was like, "Where?" They were like, "Right there." And I'm like, "What?" You can literally see Mexico right on the other side of me. So El Paso is literally right there on the border. You already got your passport?
I do.
You do? You gonna stay on stateside though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know a couple of people that would go to that El Paso area. They go over and they have their fun on the Mexico side of the border, but you're going to keep it over here on the Texan side, because I know you're very much a guy that takes care of business, likes to keep things going on the field in a positive way, because I think that comes down from that family aspect too. Of we've had a lot of the people that have been on this show for these interviews. The families are very involved. They're very energetic, but I feel like every time we went to go and see you play, we would wrap up that interview. First person I'm hearing is your mom from the stand saying, "EJ, that's such a good job, EJ." I mean, what does that feel like to know that no matter what you're doing and no matter where you're at, your family is always right there in your corner beside you?
They're my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
I love them very much, especially my mom. She's always there. I hear middle of the game, I can hear her say, "Go, Lord T, go." So it makes me happy and excited all the time.
Yeah.
I just love it.
And I love the balance too, because mom is like overly excited, but then dad is just like, "Good job." Like he's just even. How is that to grow up in like such a balanced household?
It's like, I would say it's like good cop, bad cop, basically.
Okay.
He's very serious. But my mom is serious too, but she also will like be happy. Or
Right.
not
Show
happy.
that passion.
She'll
Yeah.
show that. My dad's very he's a serious person. He just want to see me dominate, get the job done, execute. Violence. He likes violence, that's for sure. My mom wants to see that too, but she also likes to see me like just standing there. She always just loves me all the time.
Yeah.
And it must have felt good too with how run heavy that Klein Collins offense was, of knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to have a solid opportunity to go out there and just level somebody at the point of contact.
Yes, sir. That's my favorite thing to do.
So now talk to us a little bit, EJ, because right before we signed you up with Protection United and started our journey together, you had always played right tackle. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How was that conversation for you of where a young man is having to go talk to a fully grown man that has been coaching football longer than you've been alive, and have that convo of like, "Hey, coach, like for the situation, not only just for myself, but also what's best for the team, like I need to move the center because that position is critical. I mean, nothing starts without the center making the snap." But how was that conversation for you, and how did you basically have the strength to like actually go have that real convo with them?
So I went up there and I was like, Coach, because our center was a senior.
Right.
He was a really good center.
Yep.
Also, first team all district 2 years in a row. And we didn't have a center after that. So I asked him, I was like, Coach, can mind if I play center this year? Because we have tackles and he can fill that spot.
Right.
So I was like, Coach, I think it's a great opportunity for me, especially at the recruiting level, because I'm the size for a center.
Right.
And he was like, that's a great idea. And then now I'm at where I'm at today.
I love it. Hey, appreciate that, Coach Mitchell. I like that. I'm glad that convo went easy because, those things are not easy to do, right? You know how excited I was when I heard, that you were going to go, play center because, like you mentioned, right, playing tackle, that your ceiling would have been, FCS perhaps, right? Just because you didn't have the height. So different than the guy you're looking at right here, Dylan Kinney, right? That's why he was at Abilene Christian playing tackle, but he's only 6'3", right? But then when he got to move to guard, then TCU was interested. And so, but he didn't want to rock the boat and was a little nervous to say something in high school, whereas you had that strength. How do you think that by you having that conversation, and forget about the results of it, but just the fact that you were man enough to go and talk to your coaches, how do you think that correlates over to the next level from a collegiate standpoint, right? When now you're on the field having to be the mouthpiece to the guards and the tackles going against somebody and understanding that, hey, I might be a young pup that's out here and you might have 2-3 years, or in some cases, some dudes got like 7 years of eligibility. I still don't know how they figure that out. But, being able to say, I get y'all been here longer than me, but this is what we need to do. This is how, talk to us a little bit about, you having to show that true leadership at such essentially a young age.
Well, I just wanted one goal. I want to go to state. So I was willing to do everything I can. And based on the results that we've had last year, which wasn't very good, I just wanted to do what I really
made to the
wanted.
third round last year.
It's just regular season.
Okay. All right.
It's more what I hoped.
Okay.
But I'm glad they made it third round of the playoffs.
I'm like, hold up, fam. I remember y'all being there because I was like, dang, we could be Willis and Klein Collins again if we can get past Longview and DeSoto. We all were wishful thinking in that regard. But yes, being able to play it then and then now senior year, it was a little bit easier, right? You had already earned that respect.
Yes, sir.
From your guys. But now going to college, right? Because you got a chance to start as a true freshman at center, right? That was one of the most intriguing reasons why we collectively, right, as a family said, hey, this could be the best spot. Getting to play early, getting film. I mean, that's really what you want to have that opportunity versus going to a school where they say, hey, we're going to redshirt you right out the gate. And you're like, damn, I'm not even going to have a chance to compete. But now having those guards and tackles that have been there already, are you looking forward to being able to earn their respect like you did to the older guys at Klein Collins?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I think they'll help me. And I want to be the leader to help them through so we can go big. We can go win the Mountain West Championship.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. They are going to the Mountain. So La Tech and UTEP are leaving Conference USA. And that's some good football there. I mean, because you got UNLV, you got Boise State. Well, I think New Mexico is there. Yeah, New Mexico is there. I don't know why New Mexico State just didn't go with them.
They're weird.
They are weird. So, but no, I mean, but that's going to be some really, really Air Force is there. So really good football in the Mountain West Conference. Any team in particular you're looking to play against because of the city that they're in?
They don't play in the Mountain West, but we played Michigan week 1.
Oh, in the big house. Because I know they ain't coming to El Paso. Bro, week 1?
Week 1.
Out the gate? No cupcake on week 1?
Nope.
Michigan.
Wow.
The Wolverines.
Week 3, we play Oklahoma.
Jeez.
And we know that's in Norman, too. So you're getting not only P4 action, but you're getting big boy P4 action in the SEC as well as the Big Ten.
Yes, sir.
You're looking forward to that, aren't you?
I have a huge chip on my shoulder.
Hey,
like
I
that.
love to hear that.
And that's his daddy's blood coming out. You see how he looked at us? I got accused. Like, damn, the guy at Michigan, like, man, I don't even know who you are, kid. And you're like already mad at him. You don't even know who the nose guard's going to be, but you got a chip. Why is that chip on your shoulder, you say?
Because I have been underestimated. People tried to give me a chance. Well, not give me a chance. People looked at me, but they bailed out on me. So I have been just thinking about that. I was thinking about that all year last year. That's why, you know, I've had, I think, 153 pancakes last year. Well, I was just thinking about that before every game. And I was just like, yeah. And then now we're going against Oklahoma because Oklahoma was actually one of the people that came up and visited me and then stopped talking to me. So I have a very, very big chip on my shoulder for them, for sure.
All right. Would you say
That's real talk.
that game was what, week 3?
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk.
I know where I'm tuning in.
Yeah, me too.
For my week 3 match.
Hey, man, even if Jalen's got a game, I got to have my phone.
Sad. Pull that up.
I got to pull that up because I love that. I love that. I mean, this dude even knows how many pancakes he had. 153. He didn't just give out an arbitrary number. Like, I bet if we fact checked that, it'll be 153.
Oh, I bet.
But I love that, you know, EJ. You know, that is what is needed. And I love and appreciate you sharing that, you know, with us as well, because you have been underestimated your whole career. And I love that now you get an opportunity to get some get back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you come call and just know that price is now tripled. If I can even talk him into coming to Norman, he might still be like, "Nah, Joe, I don't care what they offering. I'm not coming." But we got to at least talk about it. Can we talk about it at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Good. Hey, you're still on the clock. But no, seriously, man. No, we're definitely excited, you know, to watch. Honored, you know, to be repping you, you know, for sure, because, you know, like Protection United, we're like an underdog to a degree. You know, we're not CAA, we're not LeBron James's clutch sports, right? And however, right, you know, we're trying to make our mark, you know, in this industry and do things a little different than the other ones, right? But hey, we're right here with you. And guess what, homie? I got that same chip on my shoulder. I get mad when those national sports media guys won't follow me back, you know, won't put posts out, and I see these other guys getting them, and I'm just, I got more followers than this guy. How does he have this inside connection? And I can't wait till when they want to follow me. And I'm like, oh, so now you want to show up. I'm the same way, brother. So we're in this boat together, EJ. But man, no, definitely appreciate you coming on. And let's just say that you got a lot of fans that are rooting for you, people that don't underestimate you. And I cannot wait for you to let the world know, you know, especially the ones that passed up on you, that what they truly missed out on.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to your career as it unfolds here in this next upcoming season, because I like the way that you talk about that chip on your shoulder. It's not a bad thing. It's something that you're going to go out there and prove you were worthy of the eyes that were on you during this upcoming season. So we'll be looking forward to that. But with that, EJ, thank you so much for coming on, taking the opportunity to sit down in the studio and prove why you deserve to be such a venerable member of the Protect You crew. It means a lot, man.
Yes, thank you for bringing me on.
Of course.
Now you ready to go eat and have some fun?
Yes, I am.
You're looking forward to that Italian?
Yep.
The finger foods are great. But
Yeah, but yeah, for real. He's like meat and cheese. That's a little app. Do you already know what you're going to be ordering? Like, are you a chicken parm guy? Are you more of a lasagna guy?
Depends on the day.
Okay.
I see spaghetti or chicken Alfredo.
Okay. Well, today's Tuesday, so
Might be Alfredo day.
Alfredo day.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the good thing about it is if nobody else wants to eat that, I feel like you can knock that out the park for us. So I'm glad we're going to a place that serves a lot of pastas.
Yes.
I can't
And
wait to
big
watch.
portions. Big portions.
Yes. Yeah. Big shout out to Madison Lamb, our executive assistant here. My executive assistant.
There you go.
I say our. And you look at me like, Jay, you never share her name. Yes, but big shout out to Matt. She got it booked and set up, and we're ready to have some fun. So y'all be on the lookout. We're gonna, we got my guy here, but Jacoby's in the house, man. One of the best camera guys in the biz. He's gonna be here documenting a lot of this stuff. We're about to get on the Sprinter van with the crews, and we're gonna get to show all that next week, right, Jake?
That we are.
We're gonna have it. I think Jacoby says he's gonna have like all kind of reels and almost like a mini docuseries of a mini docuseries. What do you call those when it's that small?
I don't want to go mini docu series.
Mini.
Maybe.
Yeah. Have you been talking to the camera guy, EJ?
No.
No? He's been just getting video of you? You feel awkward with a camera in your face? No, okay.
I've been noticing sometimes.
I like it. But we're going to make sure you talk to him a little bit. But we're going to have some fun, EJ. And you get to end the show with us. Anything you want to let the people over at the Miners know, man, like what they're going to be getting as you get ready to get to El Paso?
I'm coming, and be ready because we're gonna go far. We're gonna go far this year.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
Hell yeah, man.
I like it.
Let's say strong words to end off this action-packed, loaded episode of the Protect You podcast. With that, EJ, again, thank you so much for coming on. And that wraps up this episode, Jay. This is one that I've been looking forward to for quite a while now.
Same, brother.
I'm glad that we were
Same.
able to pay it off, and I hope that you all liked it as much because, shoot, if y'all had half as fun watching this one, then I had twice as much fun making it. So thank you all so much for watching in. Jake Wilson, as always, alongside the man Jay Mickens. Justin Woods was our excellent producer, and we'll catch you all in the next one, and we'll see you around.